Afternoon, guys. Always busy dad here. Just wanted to do a quick overview of this welding table I happened to get. A buddy of mine's a welder, and he had a couple of them and didn't need the extra one, so I ended up buying it from him used, hence the reason it already looks a little messed up. They do sell these on Amazon. It's a pretty cool little table. And as you can see, it comes all apart. All the legs just come right off. The bottom stand pops right out. You can adjust it to different heights, so if you want to use it as like a step bar for while you're working at it, you can set it to a height that's comfortable for you to work at. Comes with a bunch of different attachments. These ones are if you're going to be doing any pipe work. The piece of pipe will sit inside the channel here, and you can clamp it in place in order to get it fitment right. And then it also comes with these, which are handles in order to secure the workpiece onto the table in order to keep it steady while you're doing what you got to do, or lined up so that when you're tacking it, you can get a little bit better of a fitment and everything stays where it's supposed to. So real quick to see how these things work. As you can see, this just has a bolt on the bottom of it. It's a little piece of threaded. You just pop that little threaded end in. So there's the collar here. That's about the width of the table. And then once it's in place, you just tighten a nut up on the bottom the best you can. I mean, they don't have to be 100% perfect tight. You don't need to use wrenches or ratchets or anything to tighten them down. They stay in pretty well. I've used it a few times on projects. But as you can see, I already have one secured and tight, fairly tight it's in there. And then these just slide up and down depending on where you need them. And because it's got this crosshatch pattern on it, the piece of aluminum, it's actually aluminum, the bars here, these are steel, but this is aluminum, so it makes it a little bit lightweight. Just basically once you put pressure on it, pushing down on anything, it locks it on. And as you can see, I can lift up the whole table, so you can get a fair amount of pressure holding whatever you want in place. So yeah, whatever you happen to be working on, you could just place on the table, put the clamp to the height, and then once you thread down the piece, it secures it nice to the table. And because it's a steel top, you can actually put the welding clamp right onto the table if the piece you're welding is connected to the table itself. If you're going to do pipe work and stuff, and you happen to be using the fittings like this, because these caps are aluminum and this happens to be aluminum, I would suggest putting the clamp directly onto the workpiece, just so you get a better conductivity. Yeah, let me grab a piece of metal and put it on there, and you guys can see how this will work. Alright, so as you can see, these are sort of almost V-channeled, and it has a little slot in the center. So not only is it good for pipe work, I have a piece of L channel here. So as you can see, I just put it down inside the middle of the cup and tighten down the clamp in the center the best I can, which in turn, depending if you need to work on it like that, you can place it how you need to, and then it'll hold it off the table. You can actually still move it a little bit if you need to, because both pieces are just pivoting on the holes in the table, and the head of the clamp pivots also. So if you happen to need to make a little adjustments once it's in place and fairly tight, you can do that. Or if you want, you can take that off, take the piece out. I don't use these too much, so it hasn't been worked in to fit properly. So just put this over here. So say you needed to work on it like that, just put the piece down, tighten that down. As I said, it just sort of locks on by pivoting and catching the crosshatch pattern. can see, nice and secure. If you have to, you can use multiple clamps to hold the pieces in, so you can get a nice firm placement and hold on it. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description as to this particular table. It's not huge, but for a hobbyist like me, I guess it works pretty good. So let's see, this table about 36.5 by 24, so you're 3 feet by 2 feet, which is decent if you're just a hobbyist, as I said, like I am. My son's actually a welder, so I got these things to set up so that he could start practicing at home and start getting his maneuvers and routines down a little bit better to get better at his job. So thanks for watching.